Welcome back to Squawk Box. Kids across the nation are back in school this weekend. This year, some public school students in New York City are getting more than just an education. Kindergartners will also each get $100 in a 529 college savings account. It's part of the city's effort to tackle the persistent racial wealth disparity. And senior personal financial correspondent Sharon Epperson has the details. Good morning to you.
I want to go to NASA.
7-year-old Ruqaiya Zuman has big dreams of becoming an astronaut. The second grader, who was born in Bangladesh, is already saving toward that goal. A few years ago, a pilot program gave every kindergartner in her New York City school district $100 in a 529 college savings account. The initiative expanded this fall to include every public school kindergarten student, regardless of immigration status. It's being spearheaded by the nonprofit New York City Kids Rise and includes an investment of $15 million per year from the city through 2025.
It's incredibly important that we remove some of the barriers of entry to families, low-income families and communities of color.
Cities from Boston to Los Angeles and San Francisco have similar programs for public school children, offering opportunities to earn money for college savings. The hope is that these initiatives will inspire parents, including many immigrants, to invest in their own 529 plan.
I can do it anything for my child. I don't want to buy a house for my child. I want to education for my child.
The notion that you actually have assets there before you even thought that was a possibility matters.
Murray Abeles, whose mother is from Colombia, is an alum of the predominantly immigrant school district that piloted this New York City program. He remembers when he was growing up, his mom saved by stashing dollars in a jar.
She had no information about financial vehicles or other means of savings that could have helped her along the way.
Next Gen Personal Finance's Yaneli Espinal believes the key to changing the financial trajectory for many families is education.
The more you know, the more confidence you're going to have to make these kind of financial moves, and you're going to be savvier financially and more well off, and you'll start to see the results.
New York City Kids Rise estimates that with community scholarships, family savings, and earnings on investments through 12th grade, on average, families will have saved $3,500 for education costs. Andrew?
Sharon, so the big question, I guess, is what happens if a child in the New York City 529 program decides not to go to college? What happens to that money?
Well, the money in those accounts is invested in the New York 529 Direct Plan and can be used for a variety of qualified higher education expenses. That includes traditional four-year colleges and universities in the U.S. and abroad, but it also includes community colleges, trade and vocational schools, and online degree programs. And if a student in the city program decides not to claim their account funds within 20 years after they complete kindergarten, then those funds will go back to New York City Kids Rise to support future students in the college savings program.
So what impact does savings for college at this young age have on their future goals at this point? And how do we assess that?
You know, Andrew, it can actually change their mindset. You know, experts say that having even a small amount of money in a college savings account, it might signal to a child that financing college is actually possible. It can help the child focus on the expected savings in the future rather than what the family currently has saved. And also, building college savings does more than cover just education costs. Research shows that even families that have saved less than $500, children are 3 times more likely to enroll in college and 4.5 times as likely to graduate from college than those who have no savings account. So it can make a huge difference.